I am notorious for this, and that is composting only once a year. This is a joy that only people in cold climates can actually enjoy. And it's because we have a huge influx of greens and browns at the exact same time. And I use this to help ensure that I actually get compost the following year from my compost I make in fall. Here's how I compost only once a year in bulk with the entire garden, one foul swoop. So here's why you want to do this. It takes the guesswork out of it. You have greens, you have browns, 50-50 is the rule. And so all you're going to do is do 2 inches of brown, 2 inches of green, 2 inches of brown, 2 inches of green. If you really want it to be specific, get a big Rubbermaid and a scale. You're going to weigh one Rubbermaid of browns, and then you're going to weigh a Rubbermaid of greens. And then you just combine them and make sure they're equal weights. Pound for pound, browns and greens. The actual decomposition process will stop in a cold climate. It goes dormant for the winter time. Once we get to around the 5 to 10 degrees Celsius mark, the temperatures for this entire process to take place begins to dwindle off. If we start our compost now using the single once a year composting method, we technically could get a little bit longer out of this solely because the compost itself will heat, and that in turn will cause the surrounding area to be warm enough for the microbial processes to continue until the ambient air causes things to drop so low that it's no longer possible. So Cornell University actually looked at composting and the temperatures that are required for it to take place. And that's how they kind of noted that 10 to 15 degree mark being the cutoff when it comes to seeing the greatest success. What you're going to notice here is that the compost is going to compost up until things cool down, and then it's going to kickstart itself immediately in the spring because of the ratios that you developed in the fall. So your carbon-heavy inputs can include things like straw mulch and dried leaves, and your greens can include your tree leaves that are still green, your plant debris that is still green, anything that is green. When it comes to carbon and nitrogen ratios, the ideal kind of craving that microbes have is 30-1 of carbon to nitrogen. So way more carbon than nitrogen. So if you really want to hone in on this and get exact from a science perspective, that is the true ratio that you are aiming for. Now, the really cool part about doing this method in a cold climate is that the cooler temps actually drastically reduce nitrogen loss in the form of volatilization, gassing off, that we normally sometimes see in compost. Whenever you come to a compost and you're like, wow, that has a smell to it. Well, what you're actually seeing there, volatilization, or you're smelling, is volatilization. So the cooler climates actually reduce that gas from being put out, and in turn means that the compost itself would have more nitrogen in it because there's less nitrogen lost through this method. And if you care about the environment, that's a big bonus because it's a 2-for-1. So what you're going to do exactly is the lasagna method that I spoke about, because you're not going to be able to turn the compost when you're doing this method. So what you want to do is a layer of browns with a layer of greens. You literally rotate that through that entire process, give it a little bit of a watering, and then next step is actually to cover the entire top with soil. If you have it available to you, just regular old topsoil, not peat, not coconut coir, not potting soil, soil, and or a compost tarp. The purpose of that is that those two things will actually help the heat remain higher in the wintertime, and it will reduce pests, raccoons, rats, mice, birds, you name it. Now, another thing you can do is when it begins to snow, actually pack the snow in and around the compost itself and heap it on top. This was studied and looked at, and the snow pack on top and on the sides did result in an insulation effect, which in turn sometimes kept the compost microbe-wise, up into the later months of winter. This means in the springtime, it could very well still be active if you're in a little bit of a milder winter. And in turn, you'll just compost right into spring. Once spring hits, when things begin to get around the 10 degrees Celsius mark during the day, and you still have your soil or your tarp on top, things will begin to once again compost. And it won't be ready for spring for compost. You could technically use it as a mulch, But if you want to use it for a compost, it's going to be perfect for top dressing and for using as a mulch in the middle to late summer. And or right now in the fall, when you're ripping everything off again, you take your compost pile that you have here and then put it into your soil to incorporate it, because fall time's a great time to actually do this. It gives the compost the entire winter, fall, spring to finish the curing process if it's not done, which in turn will ensure that you don't get that kind of wilting or toxicity effect that you can sometimes see with actual compost, where the plant itself isn't doing well and or the seeds themselves do not germinate. And this is because allelopathic properties are still amped up, ready to go. Maybe there's still a little bit of heat in there. Sometimes there could be still some herbicide or pesticide present. Application in the fall eliminates this as being a potential, because it's literally about to sit for another 6 months exposed to the elements. Now, if you found this helpful and you're in a cold climate, then feel free to hit that subscribe button and join the Geek Crew. If you want to learn more just about soil health in general, then you're going to want to check out this video right here. Geek Crew, you have to let me know in the comments below if you are just continually composting throughout the entire season, if you leave your compost open and then just huck things to it throughout the winter, or if you're kind of one foul swoop at the end of the winter, and then during the winter time, you're doing electrocompost, vermicompost, that sort of thing. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.